New Orleans attack latest. Police don't believe any other suspects involved, FBI says. Authorities no longer believe there are any other suspects involved in the New Year's truck attack on Bourbon Street in New Orleans that killed 14 people and injured 35 others, the FBI said Thursday. After investigators reviewed all of the surveillance videos more closely, it appears that the suspect, 42-year-old Army veteran Shamsud-Din Jabbar, who also died in the attack, placed explosive devices in the area himself and then changed clothes, multiple law enforcement sources told ABC News. The FBI is still investigating whether there were individuals Jabbar spoke to or messaged with prior to the early Wednesday attack, but no one was in the vicinity to help him do anything, the sources said. There is no additional threat to the public, Christopher Raya of the FBI said. Raya called the attack a premeditated act of terrorism. Jeff Landry on Thursday compared the investigation to a jigsaw puzzle. Over 400 tips have been submitted, and investigators are combing through Jabbar's laptops and phones, Raya said. More than 1,000 law enforcement officers have been poring over countless amounts of data, of videos, of surveillances, interviews, tracking down every possible lead, Landry said. Jabbar drove from Houston to New Orleans on Tuesday evening and posted several videos online proclaiming his support for ISIS and mentioning he joined ISIS before this summer, Raya said. There were 5 videos posted on Jabbar's Facebook account, which are time-stamped beginning at 1:29 a.m. and the last at 3:02 a.m., Raya said. In the first video, Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the war between the believers and the disbelievers. An ISIS flag was recovered from the back of the truck, Raya said. Jabbar was hell-bent on killing as many people as possible, driving a pickup truck onto the sidewalk around a parked police car, serving as a barricade to plow into pedestrians, officials said. The suspect mowed down dozens of people over a 3-block stretch on the world-famous thoroughfare while firing into the crowd, police said. Jabbar then exited the damaged vehicle armed with an assault rifle and opened fire on police officers, law enforcement said. He was also armed with a handgun, sources told ABC News. Officers returned fire, killing Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas, sources said. At least 2 officers were injured, one by gunfire and the other when the officer was pinned by the truck, authorities said. New Orleans Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said security bollards were not working at the time because they were in the process of being replaced for next month's Super Bowl. Surveillance footage showed Jabbar placing 2 improvised explosive devices in coolers in the Bourbon Street area, Raya said. Those are the only 2 devices that we've been able to recover that were functional. Both devices were rendered safe on scene, he said. Authorities have conducted search warrants in New Orleans and outside of Louisiana, the FBI's New Orleans field office said. A home in Houston was among those searched. The FBI in Houston said there is no threat to residents in that area. Raya urged anyone who knew Jabbar to come forward. While we have interviewed many people who know Jabbar, we still need to talk to others, he said. Whether you know Jabbar personally, worked with him, served in the military, or saw him in New Orleans or Texas, we need to talk to you. He said police also want to speak with witnesses who were in the French Quarter on New Year's Eve or early on New Year's Day. The FBI has cleared Bourbon Street and authorities have the confidence to reopen it to the public ahead of the Sugar Bowl Thursday afternoon, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell announced Thursday. The game was initially set for Wednesday and was postponed in the wake of the attack. I want to reassure the public that the city of New Orleans is not only ready for game day today, but we're ready to continue to host large-scale events in our city, she said. Our hearts and prayers continue to go out to the victims' families, she added. There's no apparent direct connection between the New Orleans attack and Wednesday's Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside the Trump International Hotel Las Vegas, which is being investigated as a possible act of terror, Raya from the FBI said Thursday. The driver was killed and 7 bystanders suffered minor injuries, authorities said. The motive behind the incident remains under investigation, but investigators told ABC News they believe it was intentional. The Cybertruck was rented via the Turo app, as was the truck used in the New Orleans attack, sources told ABC News. The Cybertruck driver had an Army Special Operations background, but there's no evidence suggesting he and the New Orleans suspect knew each other, according to an official briefed on the probe. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates, like this video if you like it, and share it with your friends to spread knowledge and fun. Your support keeps us going. Let's grow together.